Hey guys, welcome back to my channel C4D Wala, and in today's video we are going to create this war machine model inside of Cinema 4D. So if you are new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So here we are in Cinema 4D. So first thing we will do, we will create one cube over here. Then we will go to the front view by hitting middle mouse button. Then I'm gonna increase the size on x-axis like that, or let's say on z-axis a little bit. Let's make it proper 600. Now press C to make this object editable. Go to the points, hit Ctrl A to select all of them, right click, and I'm gonna make it optimize. Then I'm gonna select my edge tool and I'm gonna select this edge, right click and choose bevel and increase the offset to, let's say, 60 like that, or let's make it 80. Yep, this looks good to me. Now let's go to the top view. I'm gonna select this point. Then from here I'll click on this option, so it will select all this four from this layer. So select this rectangle selection tool, select these points, and I'm gonna move them over here. So now we will go to our array options and we will choose option called symmetry. So simply click on it, select this cube and move inside the symmetry. So we will get this kind of symmetry like that. Now we will create one camera and we will enable this camera like that. Go to the camera and choose parallel like that, or instead of that you can simply choose perspective, but select this camera and go to the field of view horizontal and let's decrease the value of it, so we will get a little bit parallel view. Now we will uncheck this because we don't want to see our scene through the cameras, and after that press N and then press D so we can see the edges. So as you can see, we have some weird edges over here. So go to the top view, select this cube, I'm going to select this point, then I'll select these points and press S, and let's move this like that. As you can see, X position, let's make it 0. So now they are in good position. Now zoom out and let's select these points also, and now I'm gonna move them over here. Now we will select our face. Now select live selection or select this move, select this face, press I for inner extrude and extrude this inner, then press D for extrude and extrude it outwards, then press I again, extrude it inner, press D and extrude this downwards. Now same procedure we will follow for this one. Press I for inner extrude and we will extrude it like that. Let's move this extrude over here and then press D and we will extrude it outwards like that. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. Now what we will do, we will select this portion also. So select this faces, I'm gonna select this face, press I for inner extrude and extrude it inwards, press D, extrude this outwards, press I again, extrude it inwards, press D and move this over here. Up to that, yep, this looks good to me. Now after that I'm gonna select this cube, I'll press Ctrl and I'll bring this over here. Now select this symmetry and alt click on these points 2 times so we can only see this much thing. Now go to the top view, I'm gonna select those points and then with the help of rectangle selection tool I'm gonna select these points and I'm gonna delete it, so I'll get this section only. Now select this face, press U L so we can select all the faces, right click and over here you will get option called dissolve, so simply click on it. So what will happen, it will remove the edges between this face. Now I'm going to select this point, hit Ctrl A to select all of them, right click and make it optimize. Now select the faces, hit Ctrl A to select all the faces. So right click and choose extrude and extrude it inwards, and make sure that you are selecting this create caps option like that. Now enable this symmetry again, and now I'll select this cube. We will go to the right view, select this what we call rectangle selection tool. From here select these points, select these points and move it over here. Select these points, move it downwards. Select this one, move it over here. Select this one and move this over here. Adjust their position a little bit like that. Now we will go to the perspective view and we will move this over here. Yep, we will replicate this thing at this point also, but we have to finish from this side first. Also select this cube and then select these faces, press UL and select this portion and this portion by holding shift, right click, and we will choose dissolve again, so it will remove some extra edges from here. Or instead of that, hit Control Z. First thing we need to do, we need to select this face only, and then we will choose dissolve and then select this face, right click, dissolve, because we don't want to get rid of this middle edge over here. So choose this dissolve options separately for each and every one. So we will get this kind of stuff right now. Now what we will do, we will create some cube. I'll select this cube and press E, and let's move this over here, and I'm gonna decrease the size from here. Go to the right view, decrease the size from here and one from here, and I'll move this over here. Now select this cube, select those points, select the live selection tool and move this over here a little bit. Select those points and bring it down. Select those points, press T and scale it like that. Yeah, now select this cube, press C to make this editable. Select the edges, select this edge, right click, choose bevel and bevel it. Now select this cube, press E and move this over here like that. Now select the face, this face, press I for inner extrude, extrude it inner, press D for extrude and extrude it inside. We have extra face, so simply delete it. Select this face and move it over here. Yes, this looks good to me. Now press Ctrl and move this over here. Press R for rotation and we will rotate it on this axis, and then select these points. Go to the rectangle selection tool, select these points and move this over here like that. Now select this, press T for scaling option, scale it down, press E and move this over here, bring it downwards like that. So we'll get this kind of results. Now this looks good to me. Again, if you want, then you can select this by holding Control, move this over here, press T for scaling option, scale it down, press E and move it over here, move this over here like that. By holding Control, move this over here, again hold Control, move this over here, again hold Control and move this over here. So we will get this kind of results. Now our things are almost done. Now we have to add some additions. So for that, what we will do, we will select this torus and we will go to the top view and we will move it over here. And now press C to make this torus editable. Select these faces, go to the rectangle selection tool and select this and delete the faces. Select this portion and move this over here. Now select this torus, press L so we can select this axis and move this over here. Go to the front view also, press S so we can focus on this object. Like if you are very much zoomed out and if you want to focus on this object, simply press S and we will move this over here. Now again deselect this option, enable axis, shortcut key is L, press T to scale it down and press E to move it over here, press T to scale it down, press E like that. Now go to the top view, select those points, then live rectangle selection tool, select these points, these points only, and move it like that. Let's see. Press T for scaling option, press E to move it over here. By holding Control, duplicate it, again duplicate it, again duplicate it, and again duplicate it. Again hold Control and move this thing over here. Again hold Control and move this thing over here. Press T to scale it down. Press E, move this over here. Again hold Control and move this like that. To create a duplicate, hold Control, move this over here, press R for rotation, rotate it like that. Press E for the movements. Select those points, select rectangle selection, select this thing, move it over here. Again select this portion by holding Control, move this over here. So we will get this additional thing which gives this a more machiny look. Now we will select all these 4 things by holding Control. We will move this over here, press T for scaling option like that, press E and again move this over here. Again hold Control and I'll move this over here. Now as you can see, we have this 4 wings over here. So by holding Control, create a duplicate, press T for scaling, press E and move this over here. Now after this we need to do some more things. So select this main subject, select this option, select this cube, we will select this one also, press I for inner extrude, extrude it inner, press D to move it over here. Now after that select this face, press I, inner extrude, press T for scaling and scale it like that. Press I for inner extrude again, press D to move this at the top, then press T to scale it down like that. So we will get this kind of thing. Now again press I for inner extrude, press D to move this downwards. We have this extra face, so simply delete it. Now select this inner face, press T to scale it down like that. So if you see, we will get this kind of stuff. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. Now what we will do, as you can see, this is my main cube. So I'll go to the deformers, and in deformers we will get one deformer called bevel. So simply click on it and we will move this inside this cube. So what will happen, because of that, it will create a bevels on all the edges, and you can increase the subdivisions also. So we will get some smoothness at this point. Hit Ctrl R, so you will get something like this. Now as you can see, we have this rings, so we will select all the torus separately and we will create Alt G to create a duplicate. Then we will select all this cube and again we will press Alt G like that, or instead of that, select all of them, right click and choose connect object plus delete. Now select this bevel, hold Control and create a duplicate like that. I mean, if you want to duplicate, select this bevel, hold Control and simply drag it down. Now select this bevel and move inside this cube, so it will create the grids over here also. Also select this cube and select this bevel, hold Control and move inside this cube also, so it will create a bevel for this one also. And we will select this cube, cube and move it over here. Select this cube and by holding shift select this bevel, right click, connect object plus delete, then select this null, then select this last torus, right click, connect object plus delete, then select this cube, then select this null, right click, connect object plus delete. Now hold this portion is one object. Now we will select this symmetry, and by holding control we will drag it down and we will delete this cube. Now we will select this null. I'll call this name extra. Sorry. Now select this extra and move inside the symmetry. So as you can see, we will get this at this point also. So if you hit Ctrl R, we will get this kind of stuff. Yeah. Now what we can do, if you see over here, this is our main cube. You can, if you want, then you can select rectangle selection tool. You can select this point and you can move it a little bit over here like that. So you will get this kind of stuff. Otherwise this is also good because it will break the geometry of it, so I don't think we need to do that. This looks good. Now we will create some additional elements like tires now. So for that, what we will do, we will create cylinder. Let's move this cylinder over here like that. Decrease the size of it. Press R for rotation. Rotate it like that. Let's move this over here. Select this, go to the caps, enable this fillet, decrease the radius to, let's say, 10 like that, and press C. Now select the face option, press UL, and we will select this, hold shift, then this portions. By holding shift we will select these faces, then press D for extrude and extrude this outwards like that. Then select our subdivision surface and select the cylinder, move inside this subdivision surface. So if you hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. And in subdivision editor we will type 1 by 1 like that. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get this kind of shape. Now again select cylinder and move this over here, press R for rotation, rotate it like that and decrease the size like this. Press S, E, move it over here. Now select the cylinder, fillet, decrease the radius like that. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get this kind of tire shape like this. Select both these subjects, right click, connect object plus delete, and we will move this over here. Press T for scaling, press E and move this over here, go over here and move this over here. Now after that, I'm going to select this cube, move this over here, go to the top view, move this over here, select this, let's move this over here. We will create some suspensions for this tire, decrease the size like that. Then by holding control, duplicate it, press R for rotation, shift hold, rotate it like that, press E, move this over here and then attach this thing with tire. Select this tire, move this over here, then over here like that. Select this tire, press C, select both this and press C, select this one, press L and move this over here, or you can select the points, select rectangle selection tool, move these points, make sure L is enable or disable and move this over here. Or instead of that, simply delete this extra, select this cube, select our face selection, hit Ctrl A, right click and choose loop cut, and by holding shift or without shift I'll create one edge over here. Select this face, move tool, select this face, hold Ctrl and E, W, hold Ctrl and move this over here, press T, W, scale it like that, press T and scale it down, press E, move this over here. So it will create one suspension like that. Now hit Ctrl A to select all the faces, or before that select these points, hit Ctrl A, right click, optimize, select those faces, press I for inner extrude, select, hit Ctrl A, right click, inner extrude. Let's preserve groups uncheck and inner extrude, press D and extrude it downwards or extrude it outwards. So we will get this kind of suspensions. Also select this bevel deformer, hit Ctrl and move this over here and move inside this cube. Select this cube, select this bevel, right click and connect object plus delete. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get this kind of stuff. So as you can see, our tire is also ready. Now select both the cube and tires by holding Ctrl. I'll move this over here like that, or you can create 6 tires like this. Select this cylinder, call this as tire, hit Ctrl A to select this word, Ctrl C to copy. Select this another cylinder, hit Ctrl V, enter. Select this center, hit Ctrl V. Select all of them, hold Alt J, I'll call this as tires, and by holding Ctrl I'll move them over here, press R for rotation, rotate it like that to 180, press E and move this over here and over here. Also I'm gonna select this one and this one and move this over here. So if you see, now if we see through our camera, we will get this kind of stuff. Let's rotate it like that, our camera, hit Ctrl R, we will get this kind of machine. Now we have to do some additions like missiles and stuff, and we will also have to create a few guns for it. So let's create that also. To create we will create guns over here. So for that, first thing we need to do, we need to create this cylinder, or let's create a cube first. And because we are creating guns, we need to hide all of this, so I'm gonna select all these things and I'm gonna create Alt G, and let's double click on these options and we will hide this one. Now we will focus on our gun portion. So let's go over here, go to the top view and decrease the size of it like that. Press C to make this object editable, then create these points, hit Ctrl A, right click, optimize, go to the top view, select this rectangle selection and move these points over here, then select this edge. With the help of move tool, I'm gonna select this edge, and by holding shift I'm gonna select this edge also, right click and then choose bevel, gonna increase the offset, and then I'm going to increase the subdivisions also, then hit Ctrl A again to select all the points, right click and optimize like that. Then after that what we will do, we will again choose the cylinder, press R for rotation, rotate it like that by holding shift 90 degree, select this cylinder object, rotational segment, let's make it 15 only, we don't want much more, and decrease the size of it, press E, move this over here, press C to what we call make this editable, and select this face, press U, L to loop selection, select this face, press I, extrude, make sure that you are choosing preserve groups, extrude it inner, then press D to extrude this outwards like that, press T for scale it down. Yep, Now press T for scaling option and scale it like that. Press E, move this over here. By holding control, move this over here. Now select this both cylinders like that. Go to the top view, hold control and move it like that. Press R for rotation. By holding shift, rotate it like that. Press E and move this over here. So if you see, we will get this kind of stuff. Now we will select all of them by holding control, right click, connect object plus delete. Sorry, not by holding control, but simply select all of them and right click, connect object plus delete. By holding control, I am gonna duplicate it right now, and in middle of it we will create this our stuff. Before that, select this one. We select these edges. Press UL for loop selection. Select this edge and by holding shift select this edge. Right click, choose bevel and bevel it. Sorry. So we will get this kind of stuff. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. Select this. By holding control, we will create a duplicate it. Right now we will select this cube again. We will select both the things and we will move over here. Select this, move this over here. Select this, move this over here. Select this, go to the front view, or let's say right view. Move the size of it up to like that. Press E, increase the size like this again. Then press C to make this object editable. Select the points, hit Ctrl A, right click, optimize. Select the rectangle selection, select those points and move this over here. And select this point and move this over here. Now what we will do, we will select these faces, hit Ctrl A, right click, and I'm gonna choose, let's say, loop path cut, and by holding shift select one loop path in the middle of it like that. Then we will go to the front view. We will select these points, rectangle selection, select these points and move this over here like that. Now after that, what we will do, I'm gonna select the face and select this move tool, select this face and this face. Press I for inner extrude, extrude it inner. Then right click, extrude and extrude it like outwards like this. Now we will go to the front view, press T, W, T and W, and we will scale it like that. Now press E for move tool and move it over here. So if you see, we will get something like this. Yep. Now after that, we will select all of them. I'll press right click, go to the loop path cut. By holding shift, I'm going to create one cut over here and increase the cuts over here. Now select the edges, so it will automatically select this edge. Right click and choose bevel. And sorry, first thing we need to do, we need to select this rectangle selection and select those edges. Or instead of that, press UL and select this edge first, this edge, this edge, this edge. Select this edges, so right click, choose bevel and increase the bevel. Don't make any subdivisions like that. Now select the faces and press UL. I'm gonna select UL, select, sorry, oops, select UL and select this edge, right click, bevel like that, and deselect everything, and then select this faces, select this and press UL. So select this face. By holding shift, I'm going to select these faces press D and extrude it. So if you see, we'll get something like this. Now I'm gonna bring my bevel deformer and I'm gonna move inside this cube like that. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. Now select this cube, select this face, select this face and this face, press I for inner extrude, press D to extrude this outwards like that. So we'll get something like this. Now we will bring back our cylinder, or instead of cylinder I think we need to choose tube and move this over here. Press R for rotation, rotate it like that. Go to the coordinates, let's make it 90 rotation, and I'm gonna increase the size of this one. Press T for scaling options, scale it like that. Press E, move this over here again by holding Ctrl, move this over here, press T, scale it down. Now select both of them, press E, and we'll move this over here and this one and this one and move this over here. So we will get this kind of gun. So as you can see, our gun is ready. Now I'll select both of them, go to the object, fillet options and like that, and let's see. Yep, so this thing is ready now. Now I'm gonna select all of them, right click, connect object plus delete, and we'll call this as gun. Now unreveal this thing. Now select this gun, press T for scaling option, scale it down, go over here and we need to add this gun over here. Press T for scaling down, press E. Somewhere around this, by holding Ctrl, move this over here also. So we will get these two guns over here. Then again we will select this guns, select this gun by holding Ctrl, bring it, select this gun by holding Ctrl, bring it one over here. Press T for scaling option, scale it, press E, move this over here. And we need to create some suspensions for this one also. So select this gun, select this faces, we will select this face and this face, and by holding Ctrl we will bring this down. Press T for scaling option, press E for moving over here, again hold Ctrl like that, then hit Ctrl A to select all the face, right click, choose loop cut and create one loop cut over here. We will select this face and by holding Ctrl move this over here like that, and then we will select this symmetry. For example, in null object, as you can see we have the symmetry, so simply hold Ctrl and bring it over here, select this extra thing, select this gun, this gun, and move inside the symmetry. So we'll get this gun on this side also like that. So if you see through our camera, we have these two massive guns. If you hit Ctrl R, as you can see we have these two massive guns. Now we have to create some missiles also. So we'll go to the cube again. Now we will select all this gun thing and we will move inside this null, and we will hide this one also. Select this gun, move inside this null. Now we will select this cube, press C to make this object editable. Select those points, hit Ctrl A, right click and optimize. Select those rectangle selection tool, move it over here, press T and move this like that. Select the rectangle selection tool again, select those, and move this over here like that. Select this face. Before that, again select all of them, right click, optimize, select this face, move tool, select this face, I for inner extrude, D for extrude it inwards like that. Select this face and simply hit delete. Select this face and move it a little bit backward. Now we have to create some missiles, so for that I am going to select this cone. Let's move this over here. Let's decrease the height segments, we don't need that. Also increase the rotational segments, also we don't need that either. Let's make it 20. Now select this cone, press C, go to the downwards, hit Ctrl A to select all the points, right click, make it optimize, select this face, press UL, select this face and this face, press T and increase the size of it. Then by holding Ctrl, press E first and then hold Ctrl and bring it downwards. So we will get this kind of missile. Now select this points, select this topmost point, right click, choose bevel and bevel it. Now select this edge, press UL, select this edge, or instead of that I'll try to select, go to this view, select rectangle selection, select this point, so it will automatically select this edge, right click, bevel and increase the subdivisions. So as you can see, with the simple step our missile is ready. We don't need to do much more stuff, or you can simply select those points and move them a little bit upward like that. Select this missile, press R for rotation, rotate it. Select this cone, go to the coordinates, let's make it 90, press T for scaling, scale it down, press S and let's move this over here. Press T for scaling, press E for moving objects. By holding Ctrl, move it over here, again hold Ctrl, move it over here, hold Ctrl, move it over here, hold Ctrl, move it over here. Select all the cones, by holding Ctrl, bring it down like that. Select all the cones, move this over here, press T for scaling options like that. Now select all the missiles and move this over here. So our missile section is also ready. We will select this cube, select those edges, hit Ctrl A, right click, choose bevel and bevel it. And subdivisions, let's make 2 only. If you hit Ctrl R, you will get something like this. Now select all of them, right click, connect object plus delete, alt click on this icons. In this one we have this symmetry, so by holding Ctrl, duplicate it, delete this gun, select this what we call cone, instead of that we will call it a missile, and we will adjust the position, press E, press T for scaling. Let's move it over here, bring it backwards like that. Make sure that it's connected with this. Let's zoom in a little bit. If you hit Ctrl R, we'll get something like this. Now select this missile and move inside this symmetry. Now we have missiles on this side also. Now we will select this gun by holding Ctrl. I'm going to duplicate it. Let's move this gun over here also in front of it. Again select the symmetry, create a duplicate, move this gun inside this symmetry and hide this delete this missile. And now I'm going to create one flow, and let's move this over here. And now we'll adjust our camera properly, hit Ctrl R. As you can see, now our lights are missing in the scene, so we will create that also. So we will get to the light options, choose this light and move this over here, decrease the size of it, move it over here, press R for rotation, rotate it like that, then rotate it like that, press E for moving. Let's move this over here. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. Go to the general shadow, I'm gonna choose area. And now after that, select this light by holding Ctrl, duplicate it, press R for rotation, then W and rotate it like that. Let's see, by hitting Ctrl R, we will get this kind of model. Now I'm going to select these lights, hold Ctrl and move this over here and press R, and by holding Shift I'm going to rotate it like that. And if you hit Ctrl R now, we will get this kind of war machine model.